Hello, I'm Drunker Ninja, and this is my walkthrough for Valkyria Chronicles 10-1, The Liberation of Fouzen. This mission, it's pretty much a get to from point A to point B, and the only unit that really has to do that is Welkin and the Edelweiss. So it's kind of like 9-1 in that way, but there's a lot more obstacles, and we need to clear the way for the tank. So I'm going to show you how to beat this level in 4 moves, thus achieving an A ranking. There are some prerequisites for this though. First being your scouts need to be elite, mostly for the defense and boost and extra health. And then on the Edelweiss, these aren't required, it just makes it easier, and it's how I'm doing it. I would recommend having all of the accuracy tank parts that you can get, and then you're going to want the extra magazine, the one that only takes up 2 slots. You're going to want the tank tread defense one that takes up 2 slots, and then for the extra slot you're going to want the body crit block that only takes up 1 space. Most of this is just, well, the aim is obvious because you want to hit what you're shooting at, but the tread boost and the body crit boost, that's in case things go foobar, and that way you'll survive and still be able to do it in 4 moves. The tank has a long way to go, and we're not using an engineer as backup, so if you lose your tread def, you're pretty much SOL. So to begin, as usual, we're going to start with an overview of the map. This is the complete overview. I'm going to zoom in because it's really small. But the basis is to get the Edelweiss from here, and you have to go all the way around to here. That is the basic path that we're going to be taking. So to do this in 4 moves, each round we're going to move the Edelweiss a minimum of 3 times, and then we're going to be using 1 scout. I'm using Alicia just because she's the best one, but you can use whoever. And we're going to use them to kind of clear the path for the Edelweiss. Kind of a reverse Chapter 9-1. So the way we're going to do this, as I said, the Edelweiss's path is this. In turn 1, we'll get about here. In turn 2, we'll get about here. In turn 3, we'll get about here. And then in turn 4, we're going to get here. In order to do this, though, there's 2 tanks in our way and a number of lancers, and then there's also a ace. This is Oswald the Iron. He's a scout ace, and we're going to be using our scout to clear out these obstacles. We're going to utilize it at one point the damage boost order, and this will allow your scout to actually take out a tank from behind by shooting them in the radiator. You can actually take them out in 4 shots. So the path the scout's going to take is there's this new feature that's a rail train, and what it does is takes 1 unit from point A to point B. And so for the scout, on our first move, we're going to move them twice, and we're going to utilize this train, which drops us off here, which is up on a hill. And we're going to avoid these first 2 snipers. Oh, I didn't get in the picture. There's another sniper right here who's actually a leader. And then when the train drops us off, we're going to ignore the first 2, and we're going to kill this one. And then on our second move, we're going to kill the one that I didn't picture. And then we're going to work our way down this ramp here, and we'll get to about here. We're only taking out these two because they're the only ones who can potentially kill or at least harm our scout. One thing about this level, like chapter 9-1, is that it's night, and so all the units have reduced visibility, even your scouts. So once we've moved the tank 3 times and the scout once, so the tank's at this point about here, we're going to end our turn. We'll have 2 command points left over at this point, and we're going to use these for the damage boost that we need on turn 2. So once we end our turn, typically all the enemy does is this tank moves forward to about here. Sometimes these shock troopers wander around. If you kill these scouts as you go down, they're not going to do anything because they're dead. So pretty much this is pretty much what the enemy does. So on the second move, the order of this doesn't really matter, but again we're going to move Welkin 3 times, and we'll be able to get him about here. Along the way we'll take out some of these shock troopers, just to keep from wasting time on the enemy's turn. But the important part is on turn 2, on Alicia, we're going to use the order's damage boost and defense boost. This will let her get by the tanks without dying and kill the tank at the same time. So on her move, she's going to have to wrap around like this, and then we're going to run past the tank, and as I said, it's about here at this point. We'll kill it, and then we should have enough movement to at least make it to this rail train and ride it to its stop. On our second move, we're going to use her again, and this path kind of is an S-curve, something like that, but we should have enough movement to get sight of this second tank and take it out. It's important to do this in one turn, so you're not wasting command points giving her the defense boost a second time. So once she's out of movement, moving this way, we'll end her turn. For her third move, we're going to use her to take out the enemy ace, and then she's just basically going to hide where he's hiding at that point. Turn 3, we will have 10 moves, so we're going to use either 4 or 5 of them to get the tank to about here. First move, we should get about here. We're going to take out one of these lancers. This one's hiding in the grass. This one's usually just kind of bumbling about. So in this move, you can usually shoot him. Second move, we're going to come around and use our mortar to knock this one out of cover and get as far forward as we can. Third move, we'll take him out. Again, get as far as we can. And then the fourth move, we're just going to inch forward a little bit. There's some boxes here, and sometimes the tank gets hung up on them and you don't really move forward. So that's why we have the fifth one, so that we can at least straighten out to give us a better shot at our end goal on the fourth turn. At this point, because these two can see the Edelweiss, they might take some shots at you. Doesn't really matter. They're not going to do enough damage to actually kill the tank. The only thing that might matter is if they hit you in the treads and they take you out. As I mentioned earlier, we're not going to have an engineer to back us up, so if this happens, you're pretty much SOL. So before you end your third turn, I definitely recommend saving. In case this happens, you can restart at that point and hopefully they'll miss or something. Fourth move, literally just going to go from here to here in either 3 or 4 moves and take out these lancers along the way, just because they're leaders and you get a little extra experience. And while I'm at it, I'm going to use Alicia to take out these 2 snipers with a grenade, again for the experience because they are leaders. This part's not necessary. It's just a free 1,000 XP if you do it, and you have plenty of movement to do it. You should have between 2 to 4 command points left over doing it this way. So let's jump right now to the actual gameplay. Alright, this is the actual mission. Going to start by using the Edelweiss.
Here we go! Hostile sighted! Hostile sighted!
Keep your eyes peeled out there.
And take out the scout. Second move, use the Edelweiss again.
Here we go! Enemy sighted! Gotta love nature.
Also take out the scout. And then use the Edelweiss a
Entering
third time.
combat.
And this time use the mortar to take out the shock trooper that's over there by that building. Killing the units is only to keep them from running at the base and wasting time on the enemy's turn. Next two moves, we're going to use Alicia.
My turn, okay?
How does it look out there?
And we're going to ignore the first two snipers.
Enemy sighted!
The air seems smoggy.
Enemy sighted! Enemy unit spotted! Enemy sighted!
But we're going to take out the second two.
My turn, okay?
And we're hugging this cliff edge to save on movement. So we want to get most of the way down that ramp in this move.
Good work. Keep it. Somebody go swat those flies down.
And we're going to end our first turn here because we want these extra two command points for the second turn. Okay, all the enemy did was move that tank forward, so it's now sitting about here. So this time we're going to start with Alicia, and we're going to issue two orders on her. First one is defense boost. And the second order is damage boost. This will allow us to kill tanks with a scout, as long as we shoot them in the radiator. Alright, with the two orders in place, select Alicia.
My turn, okay? Enemy unit spotted!
Try
And
to stay sharp.
head
Let's all
straight
get
for
back
the
on
back of
live.
the tank. Once you're behind it, shoot it in the radiator.
Just keep up this pace.
And then
Enemy
proceed
unit spotted!
to the second train car.
I'll make it work.
And end your turn. Use
Moving
her a
out.
second time.
Tank command.
Enemy
move
unit
out.
spotted!
And we should
Enemy sighted!
and use her to take out this tank. For some reason, if you aim slightly down and to the right, you can kill it in 3 shots rather than 4.
Now!
Just keep up.
Last turn, we're going to use her to kill the ace.
My turn, okay? Enemy sighted! Enemy sighted!
impressed, but not surprised.
And then just hide her behind these barrels so that the
Strike
lancers
when you see an opening.
don't shoot at her. And now we're done with Alicia for pretty much the rest of the game. So next 3 moves, use your tank.
Here we go! Hostile sighted!
Don't give them time to think.
Hostile sighted!
Keep moving. Go.
Now!
Take out that shock trooper if you feel like. Doesn't really matter, but
Good.
again, keeps the enemy from doing as much on their turn with the troops dead.
Entering combat!
Use your tank a second time. This time you'll hit a spotlight.
Tank command, move out. Poor people.
Gotta love nature.
We'll be there to help
And
soon.
head for the bridge. End your turn once you're done. You can take out that sniper if you want, but
Here we go!
they're not going to do anything. And then final move. Use your tank again to basically get to the bridge. And then end your second turn. Alright, the next 5 moves, or 4, are going to be the tank.
Entering combat! Gotta love nature.
Okay. Don't worry about setting off the mortar lights.
The
You want to hug this rail to avoid the tank mine.
Do you have a visual on the enemy?
Enemy sighted!
And then use your gun to take out this lancer, as they're your only threat.
Now!
And your first move,
Entering combat!
tank again.
Hostile sighted!
Okay.
Please
To kill the second lancer, you need to use your mortar to knock him out of cover. It's not going to do much damage, but you have to do it.
Enemy sighted! Gotta love nature.
And then end your turn. Tank
Entering
again.
combat!
Take out the lancer.
Fire!
Nice work. Keep taking them down.
And move forward again. You don't even need to worry about the shock trooper and the scout in the base, because they're not going to do anything to you.
Entering combat!
Tank again. And this is why you need all 5 moves, because the tank has a hard time navigating this. Use your other mortar round to make these lancers visible and to do a little damage.
Fire! Entering combat!
And then tank one last time. And just take a pot shot at one of these lancers.
Now!
Oh well, doesn't matter. And end your third turn. Alright, on the enemy's turn, because my tank got turned so weird, this lancer took 2 shots at me, and this shock trooper moved forward, and that's all that happened. Because I knocked this one back, he wasn't able to see me, and so he didn't do anything. So for our first move on the 4th turn, we're going to use Alicia.
My turn, okay?
Now, this isn't required, this
smell
is
of
just for
fresh
the
soil.
extra
Enemy unit
experience.
spotted!
We're going to use her to take out both of these snipers.
Now!
Good work. Keep it up.
Now that's not required, it's just a little bit extra experience for our progression in the game. Alright, rest of the turn we're going to use the tank.
Entering combat.
Proceed with caution.
And we're going to take some tread damage from that landmine. Get spotted by the searchlight. Oh well. And use one of our turns to take out this ace. Oh, not quite. Oh well. Again, not a requirement.
Entering combat.
You just have the actions and you might as well get the extra experience while you're at it.
Tighten all perimeters.
I'm going to use the chance to finish him off.
Now.
Good work. Keep it up.
And proceed to the end point. We won't quite reach it in this move. Use the tank
Entering
again.
combat.
Get almost to the extraction point. Take out this Lancer
Fire.
for the experience.
Just keep up this pace.
And mission accomplished. By completing the level in 4 moves, we achieved an A ranking and got a hefty chunk of experience with all the ace and tank kills along with that. And for killing the ace, we received the ZM Car 9G. This is a scout weapon. It does more damage than yours, but it has about half the range, so I wouldn't recommend using it. And that is how you beat Chapter 10-1, Liberation of Fouzen. Oh, and we got either a medal or some royal weapons while we were at it.